Welcome. Today we will visit a basement in US. And who lives there? This fool, Daniel Pratt. So let's start. Today I will have a look at Daniel Pratt. This time he's a bit confused as usual. The topic of today is Daniel Pratt's confusion about some things regarding religion and geography. Let's listen to Daniel.
Alright, well, let's see if we can ruffle some more feathers today. So yeah, still on this topic of whether we're in the little season or not.
So Daniel is confused if we live in the little season or not. Let's continue.
I think the two most common, and this is not to, again, I'm not trying to convince anyone of anything. I'm just, years ago when I was still in Olympia, I remember talking about I don't even know what made me think about it, but I made casual mention of, for all I know, we could be in the little season. We've been deceived so much about everything. It kind of seems like we could be in the age where Satan's here to deceive the whole world.
Daniel bases his belief in little season from the book of Revelation, where it says that the evil, the devil, will go out and deceive the nations and so on. So that's the little season.
How better to deceive the whole world than get the whole world thinking they live on a fantasy ball whirling, twirling vacuum rock world. Mission accomplished.
So the devil is behind the globe. Okay.
But that's just the basis. The whole goal is to get people to depart from God. Which for a long time, there's been people, since Flat Earth started, there's always been this push to go south to Antarctica. There was a time and there were people saying, oh, maybe we should try to go north, which I think is an exercise in futility. I don't think you can get there for a reason.
Yes, it can be hard without the icebreaker, but I know there are people that have skied there too.
These are just some anecdotal points that I'm making to try to get people to think that, we got to look at stuff through new eyes as new information comes to light. And I don't think any of it I don't see how questioning whether we're in the little season or not is going to shake your faith in Christ. So it's like people act like it's a salvation issue. I don't see that. But anyways, for a long time I've been saying, or been considering, that they're using the book of Revelation as a playbook. And it seems to me if they're deceiving the whole world, they're using that as some sort of feint, like to make you think that Christ's return hasn't happened yet.
Okay, so Christ have returned to earth. That was a new one.
So here's some points. Some of the main arguments I got from people regarding whether we're in the little season or not are, well, Christ would be reigning in Jerusalem. And I didn't quite understand. I think I misunderstood what they were saying. I don't know. Maybe they're not talking about the Jerusalem in Israel.
Now he gets me confused. Are there several Jerusalems?
But my answer, in the form of a question, which is kind of rude, but where is Jerusalem?
Don't worry, Daniel. Jerusalem is still in Israel.
And I had no idea of any of this information yesterday. So I had to go look. I watched some videos of channels that people recommended. Then I went and started looking for myself.
So Daniel have studied on the YouTube University.
And there's another piece to it that I'll add later. But is anyone aware? Because I sure wasn't, that there are ancient maps, ironically kind of from the medieval dark ages time, supposedly, that put Jerusalem in the center of the earth, what we would know as the North Pole.
So Jerusalem is located in the middle of the sea, covered with ice.
The thumbnail is from an article or a work from someone explaining this, kind of examining or talking about one of these maps that says back in those times Jerusalem was considered the spiritual center of the world as well as the literal geographic center of Earth.
Is that so hard to understand? Back then they didn't know about Antarctica, America, Australia and so on. Of course they were in the middle of the world they knew of.
You know where those northern lights are? They kind of look like, what are the jasper and sard stone or whatever they are?
Then I must live in Jerusalem because we have northern lights often.
Pretty interesting. Then you got the old, it's again in the flat earth topic, Admiral Byrd going to South Antarctica is talked about quite a bit, but I remember, I don't know, I think I only heard it once, but you know, there's some tale, and it was kind of more related, I think, to the Hollow Earth topic at the time. But Admiral Byrd going to the North Pole, and there was this fantastical, you know, tale about how plane instruments stopped working and almost like they were battling some alien type force or, you know, just some weird stuff. I don't know the exact specifics, but there was some weird stuff going on when he went to the North Pole, apparently, purportedly, supposedly.
Yes, 1926, Byrd was a navigator on a plane that started on the ice outside Svalbard, and they flew up to the North Pole and circulated and then come back. They didn't have any serious problem, but they would have some problem with the magnet compass.
Well, maybe there was some angelic powers at work. So, that was my answer. Do you know where Jerusalem is? Maybe. Jesus is ruling in Jerusalem. Have you been to the North Pole? Because I haven't.
This is the Swedish icebreaker Oden passing American icebreaker on the way to the North Pole. I have several friends that have worked on Oden, and this icebreaker have made many expeditions to the North Pole, and you can go there as a tourist. But Daniel Pratt haven't been there, so it's a mystery.
So how do we know? Another was, Mount of Olives still exists. Okay, well, number one, knowing that these people that rule this godforsaken, Satan-ruled world at the moment have lied to us literally about the entire world we live on. Are you going to trust where the Mount of Olives, where they say it is? And number two, I looked at photos of this Mount Olives. In the Bible, when it describes it splitting, number one, it says one side goes north and one side goes south, and there's a vast valley between them. Well, how vast? Like North Pole and South Pole? I mean, are we going to limit God? I don't know. It's just an idea, but...
Daniel's video was much longer than this, but I can't stand more stupidity for this time. In the end of this week I will send more drones to Ukraine. If you want to help me help Ukraine, please use PayPal. If you want me to send drones that can't be used as weapons, mark the payment DJI. Otherwise I will buy kamikaze drones. Thank you in advance, your help is so important. That was all I had for you this time. I will be back on Thursday or Friday. Hope to see you then. Have a nice day. Bye.